जी।
Hare Krishna Mataji. Somebody can continue the Kirtan, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोधानंदन व्रज जननंदन यशोधानंदन व्रज जननंदन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। थैंक यू माता जी and प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna. Today we will be dealing 4th canto, 17th chapter, verse 14 to 20. Am I right?
Yes, Prabhu, 14 to 20.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadadi Sapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shri हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिनिति नाम्नि नमः। आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकथा दामदाय नगर ग्राम तारिणे। गोधूलि दूसरित कोमल गोपवेशम गोपाल बालक सतैरनुगम्यमानम् सायंधने प्रतिग्रहं पशुबन्धनार्थं गच्छन्त अच्युत शिशुं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today's portion, that is 14 to 20, mainly emphasizes the great transcendental quality of Lord Prathu, incarnation of Krishna. But interestingly, he came in the form of a king. So there also the same qualities are displayed here. Primary qualities, what is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, are fully described in these 7 verses. So let us try to understand what are the qualities which is described here. So, but before getting into that, let us try to understand the situation before, why it has happened. As we go back a little few verses before, the king got into the throne and people are suffering a lot. And there is a perplexity everywhere. People are in hunger and they are almost dying state. And situation is worsening. Because as we know that the father of Prathu and Archi is none other than Vena, the worst king. He had lot of bad qualities and he disturbed the public and everybody, including Mother Earth too. So, due to the situation, the Brahmanas chanted very powerful mantras and killed the king or the useless king, Vena. From his body, they churned out 2 wonderful personalities. One is Prithu Maharaj, incarnation of the Lord, and Archi, incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi. So as we see here, Vishnu and Lakshmi are reappearing as we say that, incarnation. So under this situation, Maitreya Muni is explaining to Vidura how the people are undergoing tough times. Finally, when the king heard all these complaints from the common man, the prajas, the Lord thought over it. Prathu Maharaj, he has to take up some decision soon to find out that reason. So after arriving at a conclusion, he thought it's time for me to fight because Kshatriyas are meant for maintaining the dharma and they should not hesitate to fight when this situation arises like this. So naturally, there is a adharma which was happening, and to establish dharma, the Lord has appeared. So naturally, when there is a requirement of fight, he should take up his bow and arrow. Same way, King Prathu, incarnation, concluded and took up his bow and arrow. And he approached the earth. Because the grains are not there, all shortage everywhere, people are starving and drought is so bad, people are almost dying stage. So like Lord Shiva, here King Prathu went to a extremely angry position. But here we have to understand his incarnation. So one should not just mean, oh, this is a material anger. No, this is not a material anger. This is a transcendental anger. So whenever the Lord comes, he is unaffected by the modes of material nature. We should remember it. So let us get into the verse number 14. Prave pamana dharani nishamyodhayudham chatam Gau sat yapadravit vitha mrigiva mrigayo dhruta. Somebody can read the synonyms, translation and purport.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa Mataji read the synonyms, Vasudha Mataji the translation, and Shanti Mataji the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Prabhu.
Yeah.
Pravepamana, trembling, Dharani, the earth, Nishamya, seeing, Udayudham, having taken his bow and arrow, Cha, also, Tama, the king, Gau, a cow, Sati, becoming, Apadravat, began to flee, Bhita, very much afraid, Mrigeva, like a deer, Mrigayu, by a hunter, Dhruta, being followed. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. When the earth, translation, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When the earth saw that King Prithu was taking his bow and arrow to kill her, she became very much afraid and began to tremble. She then began to flee, exactly like a deer, which runs very swiftly when followed by a hunter. Being afraid of King Prithu, she took the shape of a cow and began to run. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Just as a mother produces various children, both male and female, the womb of Mother Earth produces all kinds of living entities in various shapes. Thus, it is possible for Mother Earth to take on innumerable shapes. At this time, in order to avoid the wrath of King Prithu, she took the shape of a cow. Since a cow is never to be killed, Mother Earth thought it wise to take the shape of a cow in order to avoid King Prithu's arrows. King Prithu, however, could understand this fact, and therefore he did not stop chasing the cow-shaped earth. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So as we see here, Mother Earth, why did she behave? Why did she stop? All these questions will arise. And Krita Prabhu, why he got angry so much, King Prathu? Because King Prathu got angry because he has to protect the prajas. Because the general nature of a king, as Bhagavad Gita says, he is supposed to protect the prajas. Narapati, what is here? He is called as Narapati. Because for the human being, he is the protector, no one else. So under the circumstances, when they are starving, when they are struggling to survive, all these things he came to know, he instantly took a decision to set right things. But present situation, he cannot think of it because present rulers or administrators are nowhere near. Because it is Kali Yuga and their nature is completely atheistic and full of all bad qualities, except for one or two. So, Prathu Maharaj had a tough time. One point, he has to save the prajas from the starvation. And at the same time, it is earth who has hidden all those things. What is required for the common man. So, he has to take a step one more towards tricky situation like Arjuna, right? But he is supposed to maintain the dharma. He cannot keep cool. Then he has started to fight, taking a bow and arrow. But interestingly, Mother Earth, why we call her Mother Earth? Because there are 7 types of mothers, right? Everybody remembers what are they? That is own mother, then
Brahmanas,
Brahmana Patni,
yeah,
king wife,
king wife,
wife,
Guru
Spiritual
Patni,
mothers.
Guru,
Guru Patni,
Guru
Guru
Patni,
Patni. Have you said all the
The
7?
midwife,
Oh,
Prabhuji.
Midwife is very
midwife,
important.
nurse, Prabhu.
Yeah. So like that, I'll tell you once again. That is mother, own mother, then the midwife, then comes the Brahmana's wife, then comes the king's wife, then comes the mother earth, then the cow, one more. What is left out?
Guru Patni,
Spiritual
Prabhuji.
mothers.
Guru
Guru
Patni.
Patni,
Guru Patni, right? So there are 7 mothers. So here, mother earth means she is already a woman, right? And interestingly, she took the form of a cow, again another mother. So both ways, she is mother. And King Pratu has to be very wise enough or intelligent enough to handle the situation. How to handle this? This is a very tough situation. As we further proceed into the shlokas, we will understand how King Pratu is very intelligent, being the incarnation of the Lord, and he kept everything back in shape. So let us go ahead now. So Mother Earth, why she took the form of a cow? As we see here, in the purport also it is explained. The first and foremost of all the varnas, what are they? Brahmana,
Brahmana,
Kshatriya,
Kshatriya,
Vaishya, Shudra.
Vaishya,
So,
Shudra.
of all the 4 categories, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one important duty is go raksha or go samrakshana. So, they cannot avoid it. At any point of time, they have to maintain it in spite of all odds. So, now the tricky situation for Pratu Maharaj is she took the form of a cow so that nobody can kill her. Understood? So here there is a good cause for this. Why? Because we are going to listen to the wonderful stuti. Many of you might not have heard. It's called as Bhustuti. What is called as Bhustuti? She will be reciting so many prayers at the end of this chapter and in the next chapter beginning also. So it's all powerful verses. One should always memorize it. So let us get into that. So Mother Earth took the form of a mother cow. So automatically, King Pratu has to be very careful to handle the situation. So as he started chasing, when she took the form of a cow, immediately King also started chasing her. But the chasing looks in a different style. Unlike the chasing of Damodara and Yashoda, the situation is totally different. Here, it is Mother Earth takes the form of a cow and started running, and King Pratu, the incarnation of the Lord, also chasing. But the comparison given here is when somebody is going to be hunted, they will have all sorts of fear. But especially nowadays, people can watch it in the YouTubes and other things, National Geography, what they're showing now. How that particular animal is trying to save herself from the situation. And especially deer, which cannot resist or which cannot fight back, is in a pitiable condition. So that's why the example given here is the deer. One should understand. Mrga iva. Because the hunter can do anything with the deer easily, but not with other animals. Similarly, other hunters like the lion or anything can hunt a deer very easily. It cannot fight back. So here also the example is given as deer because Mother Earth is not going to fight back. And when she took the form of a cow, she is more sober now. She cannot fight back. So that's why she took the form of a cow and started running. And Pratu Maharaj did not spare the time. He started running, chasing her, chasing her. And when the chasing keeps going, and Pratu Maharaj has got so many things in mind, how to rectify things. Because Mother Earth being the producer of everything. All the wealth we get it from the earth. But unfortunately, people are misusing it now. That is the only thing. Everywhere there is a metro station, metro rail, digging and drilling the earth. All these things are happening. So Mother Earth is suffering like anything due to this highly sense gratified people. So here we can see the chasing going on. Let us get into the next verse. Taman Bhaddhavate tam vainyaha kupito atra rune kshanaha sharam dhanushi sandhaya yatra yatra palayate.
Hare Krishna, Barnali Mataji, you read the synonyms and Sharmila Mataji, the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Synonyms. Tam, the cow-shaped earth. Anvadavat, he chased. Tat, then. Vaina, the son of King Vena. Kupita, being very much angry. Ati Aruna, very red. Ikshanaha, his eyes. Saran, an arrow. Dhanusi, on the bow. Sandhaya, placing. Yatra yatra, wherever. Palayate, she flees. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Seeing this, Maharaja Pratu became very angry, and his eyes became as red as the early morning sun. Placing an arrow on his bow, he chased the cow-shaped earth wherever she would run. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So in this verse, there is another name of King Pratu comes. Anybody found out quickly? Very good. Very good. That's it. Vainya. There is one more name is also going to come for Prithu Maharaj. In the later verses, we will understand that it comes as Dharmajna. How is addressing him as Dharmajna? Why he is addressed as Dharmajna? He has got full knowledge of Dharma because being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Clear? So here, seeing this, Maharaja Prithu became very angry and his eyes became as red as the early morning sun. Placing an arrow on his bow, he chased the cow-shaped earth wherever she could run. See, until then he took the bow and arrow, but he has placed the arrow on the bow. Naturally, the fear will be more for the cow-shaped earth. And he has made up his mind not to leave her at any point of time anywhere in the corner of the creation. As we see here, King Prithu was ruling the entire earthly planet. Try to remember earthly planet. That means earth is how it is standing. It is floating, right? It is floating and it floats, and on top of it is holding so much of other valuable minerals, whatnot, everything. That means Mother Earth is loaded with so many things. And on top of it here, the Mother Earth take the form of a cow shape, started running. And here, the anger mood of the Lord can be seen here. Because the different incarnations, the Lord exhibits his transcendental anger in different situations. Here also, in the appearance of Prithu Maharaj, again, he showed the anger in different style. Here it is mentioned like this. Earlier verse we saw that like Shiva, he got angry. Here another example is given. His eyes became very red as the early morning sun. That means going to scorch. Now the summer is there everywhere. So it's a scorching sun, right? So the angry mood is here. But one should understand it is not the angry mood what we see in the material world. As I repeatedly say here, it is completely transcendental. Because when the Lord appears in different incarnation, he exhibits different type of emotions, or not emotions, he different type of feelings. It is always considered as transcendental because the Lord is unaffected by any of the material qualities, even though he appears on the earth planet. So moving on to the verse number 16. Mataji? Okay. Sadisho vidisho devi rodasi chantaram tayoho dvavanti tatra tatrainam dadarshanu dayayudham yatayudham. Somebody can read.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji, you read the synonyms and Krishnamurti Prabhu the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. A little more louder, ma. Voice is very low.
The cow-shaped earth, Dishaha in the four directions, Vidishaha randomly in other directions, Devi the goddess, Rodashi towards heaven and earth, Cha also, Antaram between, Tayo them, Davanti fleeing, Tatra Tatra here and there, Enam the king, Dadarsha she saw, Anu behind, Udyata taken up, Ayudham his weapons. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, it's not Rodasi, it's Rodasi. Rodasi.
Rodasi. Okay.
Always remember, when there is a dot coming below D or T, the sound varies. Hare Krishna. Yeah, continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavas Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The cow-shaped earth ran here and there in outer space between the heavenly planets and the earth. And wherever she ran, the king chased her with his bow and arrows. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So as we see here, Mother Earth took the form of a cow so she can travel anywhere now. Because she is again a powerful cow. Because Mother Earth she is, right? So as we see here, she went out of the space, right? Outer space of the earth, between the heavenly planets and the earth planets. And wherever she ran, the king chased her with his bow and arrows. That means he is incarnation of the Lord. Naturally, he also travel anywhere, everywhere, wherever he wants it. So that means she is trying to take some shelter or protection from someone. But she understood the one who is chasing her is incarnation of Vishnu or Krishna, King Pratu. He will not spare her anymore. She is going to definitely punish her. So that's the reason she is trying her best to escape everywhere possible. But all her attempts are futile. It's not happening. Let's move on to the next one. Mataji, thank you. Lokena vindata tranam vainyan mrityoreva prajaha trasta tada nivavrute hridayena viduyata.
Hare Krishna, Kripamai Mataji, you can read the synonyms, and Archana Mataji, the translation. Hare Krishna.
Ji, am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yeah, ma.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I read the sloka? I want to read the sloka.
You want to read it? Okay, do it.
Lokena vindata tranam vinyan mityu eva praja trastata nivar varte hirdayena viduyata. Thank you, Prabhuji. Loke, within the three worlds. Translation, synonyms and translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Loke, within the three worlds, not. Abhindata, could obtain. Tranam, release. Vain Yat, from the hand of the son of King Vena. Nityuhu, from death. Eva, like Prajaha, men. Rasta, being very much afraid. Tada, at that time. Nivar Verte, turned back.
Mataji, never vrte.
Never Vrte. Thank you. Never Vrte turned back. Hridayana, within her heart. Viduyata, very much aggrieved. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, ma.
Hare Krishna, Pranams Prabhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just as a man cannot escape the cruel hands of death, the cow-shaped earth could not escape the hands of the son of Vena. At length, the earth, fearful, her heart aggrieved, turned back in helplessness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here, it's going like that. Just as a man cannot escape the cruel hands of death, the cow-shaped earth could not escape the hands of the son of Vena. At length, the earth, fearful, her heart aggrieved, turned back in helplessness. So she tried her best to escape, but it is all failed. So now it has situation come. She is in a helpless position. Before the hunter shoots the arrow, she has to speak and ask for some shelter. So this is what she planned. Why? Because a man is born in the material world, he is bound to die at any cost. Because birth means there is death awaiting. Death means birth awaiting. So it is a cycle. And here death is addressed as Kala. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kalaha Kalayatamaham at one place, and one more place, Kalaha Murtyuhu Sarvaharachaham. In Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? Murtyuhu Sarvaharachaham. So I am the Kala, and the death is always inevitable. Similarly, we have heard from the other scriptures, when the Lord has taken a decision to finish someone, nobody can stop. And when the Lord decides to protect someone, nobody can kill him. What is it? You always say that. Anybody?
Hare Krishna,
Rake Krishna.
Very good, very good. All of it together. So here the Lord has made a point to finish her. So she is also rushing to escape from the scene. And she found out there is no way of it. See, this is what happening, right? Any creature, first they try to take a shelter from the death, which is inevitable, take some medicines, whatnot, and everything happens, and final thing comes, then helplessness. This is what it is mentioned here. And Mother Earth is helplessness situation, and she is going to take a shelter very easily because this is the time. Because again, when we say this, one should understand how the king can give a shelter. This always arises because when the king wants to establish dharma and there is something happening, he has to make separate things. And the king has used his intelligence. That's very important. Similar situation we can see, but it's a different situation rather, not the similar situation. Wherein Kalipurusha took the form of, right, and he tried to attack, right, the cow and the bull. And King Parikshit noticed it. He took out his sword to sever him, he said. But again, the Kali Purusha took the idea of taking shelter. Why? Because it is mentioned, whoever surrenders to the king cannot kill him. Why? Because the supremacy of the king is established there. And the king has got all the talent to control him who has surrendered to him. This is what the understanding. Even if you look at the Tirupavai, where Andal Nachiyar, she is describing about the glories of Krishna, and she says, all the small kings under him, they come and wait at the court when the Lord is about to wake, asking for some protection and shelter. So that means the emperor has got all the powers. Similarly, here also the Lord has got all the powers and he took the incarnation. He can finish him. But since that hunted one, which is going to take surrender, automatically the king cannot hunt particularly. That's the reason here it is mentioned, since her heart is very much aggrieved with high heartbeat. Nowadays they are telling, no, high pulse rate. So here also it is fearful and it looked back to ask for some shelter. But one should understand this is a great quality in a king, and when it is exhibited, the king should be very wise enough to handle the situation. As I told you earlier also, King Parishit gave him shelter with restricted areas. Here also we can see here the cow is going to take shelter of the King Pratu, and how King Pratu is taking to situation, how he handles it. Let us see it in the further shlokas. Let's move on to the next shloka. Uvacha Mahabhagam Dharmajna Apanna Vatsala Trahi Mam Api Bhutanam Palane Avastito Bhavan.
Hare Krishna, Vasudha Mataji, you read the synonyms. Kusumlata Mataji, the translation, and I will read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, read the shloka also.
Okay, shloka. Okay, Prabhuji. Vasudha Mataji, you can read the shloka and synonyms. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uvacha Mahabhagam Dharmajnapannavatsala Trahi Mam Abhibhutanam Palena Avastito Bhavan.
Palane. Mataji, Palane.
Palane Avastito Bhavan. Okay, Prabhu?
Correct.
Thank you. Synonyms. Uvacha, she said. Cha, and. Mahabhagam, unto the great fortunate king. Dharmajna, O knower of the principles of religion. Apanna Vatsala, O shelter of the surrendered. Trahi, save. Mam, may. Api, indeed. Bhutanam, of living entities. Palane, in protection. Avastitaha, situated. Bhavan, your majesty. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. 1 minute. Anybody remembers there is one shloka in the Bhagavatam? Apanna. There is a shloka starting with Apanna in the Bhagavatam first canto. When it is a dangerous situation, Apanna. Okay. Apanna Samshritim Goram Yennama. Correct, Mataji?
Apanna Bhuvarna Lokam.
Mataji? Apannaha Samsritim Goram. That is a Bhagavatam shloka. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Anita Mataji. Okay.
1113, right?
1110, I think so. Check it out.
14.
1114.
Yeah. Apanna Samsritim Goram
You can show it.
Yennama.
Yeah, wait. Let it come. Then you read it. Yes, Anita Mataji, read that.
Apanna Samsritim Goram Yennama Vivashogranan Tatha Satyo Vimuchyeta Yet Bibeti Swayam Bhayam.
So here it talks about the fear psychosis. That's why it is written Apanna Vatsala. So when we are in deep danger, we have to take the shelter. And who is going to give the shelter? None other than the Supreme Lord. Okay, getting back to today's verse, Mataji. Thank you. So as we see here, there is another name of King Pratu. What is that? That's it.
Apanna Vatsala?
No, Dharmajna. Dharmajna is the one.
Dharmajna.
Dharmajna is the name, another name of Pratu Maharaj. Nobody else has got it. In the Lord's incarnation, no, the Lord has got this name in this particular incarnation. Dharmajna. Even in the what is that? Vishnu Sahasranam also it comes. Dharmajna. Okay, go ahead. Then further, as we see here, the translation has to be read now. Can somebody read it? Who is going to read the translation? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kusumlata Mataji, Kusumlata Mataji, can you please read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Addressing the great opulent king, Prithu, as the knower of religious principles and shelter of the surrendered, she said, "Please save me. You are the protector of all living entities. Now you are situated as the king of this planet." Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The cow-shaped earth addressed King Prithu as Dharmagnya, which refers to one who knows the principles of religion. The principles of religion dictate that a woman, a cow, a child, a brahmana, and an old man must be given all protection by the king or anyone else. Consequently, Mother Earth took the shape of a cow. She was also a woman. Thus, she appealed to the king as one who knows the principles of religion. Religious principles also dictate that one is not to be killed if he surrenders. She reminded King Prithu that not only was he an incarnation of God, but he was situated as the king of the earth as well. Therefore, his duty was to excuse her. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, in this purport, Prabhupada has made it very clear the intention of Mother Cow. Then, as I told you, Mother Earth address him as Dharmagnya, that is a name of Lord, because he knew the entire principles of religion, right? And he can dictate things precisely. And why it is mentioned? Because the rules and regulations according to the Dharma clearly indicates 5 type of living entities should be protected in a kingdom. Otherwise, there will be so much of anomalies in the kingdom. To take a very good example here, what is mentioned here? Protecting a woman. So that is missing in Kali Yuga now at present. That is a situation everywhere. It is very bad. So many things are happening. The next one, a cow. Most importantly are the topmost, as I told you, the Go Raksha or Go Samrakshana is more important. That is also missing. That's why so many anomalies are happening in the kingdom or in the world presently. A child. Similarly, this is also going to be in a very bad shape now. There are lots of abuse of child. This is a third situation wherein Kali Yuga prevails so much. It's a very horrible situation. Brahmanas, no questions, because everywhere Brahmin haters are there. And getting a true Brahmana is also very difficult. So altogether, the fourth case, Brahmana needs protection, and they always live in a fearful condition when the rulers are atheistic. This is also the thing. And finally, the old man. Old man also, same situation, he should be protected. That's why the government, following the Manusmriti, what is it called as? Manusmriti says very clearly, these are the 5 living entities to be protected in a kingdom, irrespective of the situations. So as we see here, old man, because the government has also introduced what is called as the senior citizen. So all these things are copied from the Manusmriti. Again, as we see, these 5 things are not under protection at present. So in the kingdom or in the present world, or especially in the Bharatvarsh, you can see there are so much of senior citizens are living separately, living or the children are away from them, or this situation happens. And in a few cases also, they are being killed for wealth and other reasons too. So that means the protection for women is missing. Protection for cow is already lost now. There is no protection. As I told you, the child is also same situation. Brahmana is also same situation. Old man is also same situation. So now it is Kali. All the atrocities are rampant. And nobody is there to protect. And especially when we see these atrocities are happening, nobody is there to go and stop it. That is a situation, precarious condition. And on top of it, certain people are trying to, instead of protecting, they take up videos and nonsenses. That is also there. That means the Kali Yuga is filled with all the anomalies. Kaler Doshanide Rajan. So they are filled with so much of doshas, except for only one excuse. What is that? Asti ekon. What is that?
Anguna. Kirtana.
So Kirtana Deva Krishna. So as we explained here, the 5 things are completely lost. And it is mentioned here, must be given all protection by a king or anyone else. Not only the king, even for the others also. That's a rule. That's why we have to respect these 5 categories. Consequently, Mother Earth took the shape of a cow. She was also a woman. Thus, she appealed to the king as one who knows the principles of religion. I tell you, here, Mother Earth is full of knowledge, right? She is none other than the consort of the Supreme Lord. So, she knows the Dharma. What is Dharma? And on top of it, she also knows the King Pratu is none other than incarnation of Vishnu. So she understood the king knows the Dharma very clearly. That's why she could address him as Dharmagnya. And she thought she will get the Dharma properly for her. So religious principles should always dictate this. So it says very clearly they cannot be killed when they take some surrender. Even if you look at the Lord, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. What does he say now? And further last he says, Masuchaha, do not fear. That means here also the Lord is protecting the cow who is none other than Mother Earth. Therefore, his duty was to excuse her. Emphatically, it is mentioned here. Clear? Especially when it comes to this three dharma, it's also there. In the further verses, it is also mentioned, a woman cannot be touched even if she has done some abominable sins. This is what again dharma says. It's very rare to see such things, but it is also mentioned in the Stri Dharma. There is a Vishnu Puran. In that Vishnu Puran, it is detailed explained what is called as Stri Dharma. Hare Krishna. Move on to that next. Next verse. Sattvam jigamsase kasmate deenam akrita kilbisham ahan nishyate katam yosham dharmagnya iti yo mataha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Barnani Mataji read the shloka and synonyms, and Shilpa Mataji read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Subhuji, dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. You can read the verse also, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Swatam jighamsase
Mataji,
shakashvat.
Mataji, Sattvam.
Sattvam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sattvam jighamsase kashmat dinam akrita kilbisham ahaniswat katham yosham dharmagna iti yo mataha. Synonyms by Srila Prabhupada. Sa, that very person. From you, jibhamsase, want to kill. Kasmat, why? Dinam, poor. Akrita, without having done. Kilvisham, any sinful activities. Ahaniswat, would kill. Katham, how? Yosham, a woman. Dharmagna, the knower of religious principles. Iti, thus, one who mataha is considered. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The cow-shaped earth continued to appeal to the king. I am very poor and have not committed any sinful activities. I do not know why you want to kill me. Since you are supposed to be the knower of all religious principles, why are you so envious of me and why are you so anxious to kill a woman? Hare Krishna.
Very interesting questions. Purport is there.
Hare Krishna. Padma Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The earth appealed to the king in 2 ways. A king who knows religious principles cannot kill anyone who has not committed sinful activities. Apart from this, a woman is not to be killed, even if she does commit some sinful activities. Since the earth was innocent and was also a woman, the king should not kill her. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So the conversation is very interesting. Huh? I tell you, these are the verses which actually gives us the real knowledge about the dharma, duty. And on top of it, one should understand how the conversation takes place and how the situation is. It is perfectly a situation giving knowledge to the common man. Because King Pratu is none other than incarnation. And he knows what had happened before his appearance. And on top of it, when the people are suffering, he knows the cause. But he wanted to exhibit the situation to the world. How Bhumi is innocent, how clean she is, and how she is full of knowledge. Now, the Dharma is spoken not only by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. Here, her consort, Bhumi Devi, is also speaking about the Dharma. It's very interesting. Okay, so how she starts now? She immediately started appealing to the king. What does she say now? I am very poor in the sense she is not armed and she cannot fight being a woman. So she cannot do anything. And what does she say now? And I have not committed any sinful activity. This is very, very important thing. Because someone has to be punished means if they had committed some sinful act, abominable act. But she has not done anything. Rather, she is carrying so much of load for the common man to be fed regularly as instructed by the Lord and as the Lord created her as Bhumi Devi. Brahma gave her all the valuable things to Bhumi Devi as per the creation. And Bhumi Devi is holding everything, and on top of it, she is floating in the space. You know that, right? So she is taking such a responsibility, and she is so kind enough to give it to everyone in the material world or the earth planet. So under the circumstances, she is completely innocent and she has not done any crime or any sinful activity. That's why she speaks like that. And I do not know why you want to kill me. Because she cannot see any transparent reason for which she should be killed. So naturally, then what happens? The king has to think twice. This is the way to handle a tough situation, unless and until you know what is dharma. Because in case of Arjuna, the situation was different. Even though he knew the dharma, he was ignorant for a moment because of the illusory energy created by the Lord, not the Mahamaya, it is the Yoga Maya. Because the Lord wanted the dharma yuddha to happen. So here also, Mother Earth knows what is dharma. So she's speaking in such a way that King Pratu cannot take action further against her at all. She is going to establish she is completely innocent and has not done any sinful activity. That's why she says, why you want to kill? And further, what does she say? Since you are supposed to be the knower of all religion principles, dharmagya, why are you envious of me? This is also wrong. So, envy cannot be there at all because she is innocent. On top of it, envy is not part of the quality of a pure person or a religious person. So she is putting so many points here so well. And finally, what does she say? And why are you anxious to kill a woman? Next line. That means the woman cannot be killed at any point of time. This is what the Shastra explains. Even if she has done some abominable act, what is the maximum punishment is she can be put behind the bars or anything of that type, but killing is not permitted at all. But on their own, they take care turn as sati is a different situation. But here, the other person cannot kill a woman. even if he has done something. That's in the purport what Prabhupada explained. The earth appeared to the king in two ways. Right? Why they are appearing in two ways? Because the king will be fixed in a position, he cannot shoot the arrow, so he will not kill her. So this is wise thing. So a king knows the religious principles, cannot kill anyone who has not committed sinful act. That's point one. Apart from that, a woman cannot be killed. And woman means even what is mentioned here, even if she had done some sinful activity. So two ways, Mother Earth cannot be killed, being the form of a cow. And finally, since the earth was innocent and was also a woman, the king should not kill her. So wonderful. So anybody knows how the story goes after that? Okay, I will say it in short form, so that you will remember it. So as it further goes on, Mother Earth glorifies the Lord. See, I'll tell you, first she is talking about the Dharma and she glorifies the Lord. That way, a pure devotee of the Lord always serves the Lord without fail. Right? So the stuti is so important. She talks about the great transcendental qualities and other so many things of the Lord in her stuti. So it is a very nectarian portion of the Bhustuti. It's very popular, very popular verses. Okay, so as she was glorifying in the next chapter beginning also, as I told you, she is glorifying. Then finally, she explains the situation because she was giving everything what was given to her by Brahma at the time of creation. But it is meant for good use, not for sense gratification. So this is the very highlight of this entire Leela. One should remember, we should not use these grains and other things that we get from the earth for our sense gratification. It is very clear. Like the Ishopanishad explains, no? Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Here also, Mother X puts a wonderful point here in the next verses, few verses. She says, people started using for sense gratification. They did all impious activity. So what she did now, all these grains, she has kept it under custody. She did not release. Because people are misusing it rather for their living, rather using it for the sense gratification. That means all these riches of the earth should be used for only living purpose and serving the Lord, not for any sense gratification. So finally, she says there were so many virulent rulers, they spoiled everything. That's why she was supposed to hold everything. Clear? Who is that? King Vena. So now King Prutu understood and she did not punish her at all. And after the instruction from King Prutu, she started releasing all the riches of the earth. Then King Prutu became the wonderful king like Lord Rama. So that's the story behind it. So let's move on to the last verse. Praharanti na vai strishu krita swapi jantavaha. Mataji, can you increase the font? It is a little smaller. Or I will see from my own windows. Mataji, no problem. Let it be like this. Oh, because I have opened my window. Okay. I will open it. Okay. Which verse number now we are reading? 20.
20.
Huh? 20. 1 minute. Got it. Praharanti navai strishu kritagha swapi jantavaha kimutha tad vidharajan karuna deenavatsalaha. Okay, as usual, sloka, synonyms, translation.
Hare Krishna. Nandini Mataji, you read the shloka. Now Kishori Mataji, the synonyms, and Naimisha Mataji, the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Praharanti navaistrishu krutagaha swapi jantavaha kimuta tvavidharajan karunadina vatsalaha. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, one important thing.
Yes,
some
Prabhuji.
improvement. That re is longer. Strishu.
Strishu.
Re should be longer. Okay.
Okay. Strishu.
Two matras. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Strishu.
Yeah, thank you. Very good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam. Praharanti. Strike na, never, why, certainly. Trishu, women. Krita Aghashu, having committed sinful.
Mataji, 1 minute. Krita Agasu.
Krita Agasu. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Krita Agasu, having committed sinful activities, api, although Gnantavaha, human beings, Kim Uta. Then
No,
what to
Mataji,
speak
again, Mataji, you are telling T as ta, it is not. T below there is a dot, then it becomes ta. Otherwise it is ta. Kimuta.
Okay. Kim Uta. Okay. Then what to speak of Tvata Vidaha, personalities like you, Rajan, O King, Karunaha, merciful, Dina Vasalaha, affectionate to the poor. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Translation
by His A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Even if a woman does commit some sinful activity, no one should place his hand upon her. And what to speak of you, dear King, who are so merciful. You are a protector and you are affectionate to the poor. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, thank you. School holidays, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So as we see in this translation, it's very interesting. Even, listen, the word very important, and the very first word is very important, though it explains something which is very difficult for present situations. No, people cannot do any sinful activity. People, in the sense, women cannot do. That's what it emphasizes. Though it says, even if a woman does commit sinful activity, no one should place his hand upon her. That means they cannot do any sinful activity. That's it, particularly said. So you should understand that. When you read the sentence, many people may think, oh, they can do some sinful activity and nobody can keep their hand on her. Like that. It is not that way. It says like that, women are always gentle. And it is always mentioned they cannot commit any sinful activity. But unfortunately, in the Kali Yuga, there are certain women taking the word called women's liberation, and they always misuse it also. But this is the trend of Kali, not the normal one. So here, according to the Dharma, as Mother Earth explains, nobody can place his hand on a woman who has done some sinful activity. Okay, then. And what to speak of you? Because you are the king, you know everything about the Dharma, and you are the most merciful person, right? That's why Dina Vatsalaha, Bhakta Vatsalaha. There will be n number of names for the Lord with the Vatsalaha, right? So everywhere it is there. So here also she addresses him as Dina Vatsalaha. So you are a protector and you are affectionate to the poor. This is a very important thing. Why it is mentioned? The last line, why it is mentioned, and you are affectionate to the poor. Anybody can say? One good example of story in the Bhagavatam.
Is it Krishna and Sudama?
Perfect. Sudama. Anita Mataji, you are right. Sudama. Good. Similarly, we have to understand one more point here is the Lord is affectionate to the poor for another reason. Anybody can say in the Kunti Maharani says, one of the verse, she says, you are affectionate to the poor. You are the all wealth for the poor. What is that verse? Kunti Maharani says.
Mohakinchana Vittaya.
Perfect. Wonderful, Sharmila Mataji. Yeah. Say the words fully, Mataji. Good.
Not too sure, Prabhuji. Namo akinchana vittaya.
Nivritta
Nivritta
gunavrittaye.
gunavrittaye.
Atma Ramaya Shantaya.
Shantaya.
Kaivalya Padaye Namah.
Kaivalya Padaye.
Okay, let us go to the verse. Let us see what does it say.
What is the verse number, Prabhuji?
A number, it is 18. I forgot the number, maybe 24 or something. I cannot remember now. Number, I forgot that. It starts, Stuti starts after 18, maybe 22, 23 or something. Go further down. Go further down. Vishan Mahagini, not that one. Next one.
1827.
Vipadaha, no, further. After that only it will come. I think so. Oh, yeah, it has
27.
come. 27. Thank
This
you.
one, Namo Kinchana.
Thank you. Perfect. No, perfect. Okay. Mataji, you read it. Rohini Mataji, you read that. You are sharing the screen, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Just my
You read
son's.
the verse.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
Namo Kinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha.
You can read the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My obeisances are unto you, who are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the...
One minute. See, what is meant by materially impoverished? That is poor. That's the word there it came, right? Then, what does it say? And Kunti Maharani, what does it say? You who are the property of the impoverished. That means, for the poor, who is the property? The Lord himself. Clear? You understood the point. How we have to connect this sloka? This is the way it is. Who are the property of the impoverished? The rest of the things are not connected to the verse, what we read now. So not sorry. The purport what we read. The first portion is connected to this translation, what we read. Okay, Mata, you read the further translation, no problem.
You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self-satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are master of the monists.
So those things will not apply. The only first line will apply to this. Namo kinchana vittaya. Vitt means what? Wealth. So one good example they told is Sudama's story. And interestingly, I'll tell you, I had told you the story also before many times. See, there are people who are looking for all benedictions all the time. Because the Lord knows what we want and what we deserve. So there was one devotee kept on going to Tirumala, Tirupati, ever now and then asking for different things. What is that? Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi, whatnot. Sab kuch. So one time, what happened? This fellow was asking something and the Lord was having a smile. And seeing that smile, that devotee could not understand. All these days, the Lord was showering all the mercy. This time, why he is smiling and give this? Then immediately he asked the Lord, why you are smiling? And he laughed at him. He initially smiled. Since he asked the question, the Lord laughed at him. Oh, poor man, you did not know. You had asked for all small petty things, but I was ready to give myself to you, which can fulfill all those things. Hare Krishna. You got the point?
Hare Krishna.
Story.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very nice, Prabhu.
So what is it, the lesson we get it? Not to ask for anything from the Lord. That's why Prabhupada also mentions the bhakti should be unalloyed, uninterrupted, unmotivated, and all those. So this is what mentioned in the Gaudiya Sampradaya by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nowhere it is explained. Bhakti means the top class quality. So as we see here, this is also the story and how Mother Earth took the form of a cow, took shelter from King Pratu, the incarnation of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, any doubts, any comments, all are welcome, all the three.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful
Hare Krishna,
class.
Ma.
Anybody
Hare
has any question? Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can I ask a question?
Yeah, Ma.
I wasn't very clear when it is said that he is the protector of the materially deprived, is what I understood. Why so, Prabhu? Because they are poor because of their karmas. Do I understand it correctly?
Okay, you go ahead. Tell me. Yeah.
So why is it that they are, I mean, they are poor, and by the default of them being poor, God is merciful to them. Is it the case?
Okay. Can I ask you one question, Mataji? See, poverty, is it due to the karma's reaction
Yes.
or any other reason too?
Karma's reaction, one, and second, maybe the God wants to be merciful on them, that if they are deprived, then they'll remember God.
What is
That
the
could be.
sloka? What is the sloka again? You point out it very well. Good. It's a very popular
Maybe I
sloka.
should
Prabhupada
remember
also
this.
mentions. 10:88:8. Go to that. What is that? 10:88:8. If I want to shower mercy on someone, I make him poor. Then 88:8. Sri Bhagavan vacha yasyaham anugrannami. So your statement is correct or partially correct?
Yeah, the statement I think is correct, that if God wants to give mercy, then he.
Yeah. Okay.
Understood.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So,
Anybody else has any questions?
very nice.
Thank you so much,
This is
Prabhu.
the
Very
way
nice.
this is the way it should be, because I'll tell you, questions will arise and the answer will come from Bhagavatam itself.
Yes, Prabhu.
I repeatedly tell you, I request you all again and again, read the Bhagavatam repeatedly. Don't leave it. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made one of the anga is the reading of Bhagavatam. So one finish the chanting, then they have to take a Bhagavatam reading. That's it. The whole day should be spent for that. No doubt you have to go to the kitchen and all. There also listen to the shlokas and other things. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Padma Mataji has a question, Prabhu. We'll take that one.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Actually, this is in connection with Shilpa Mataji's question. So in that case, some people are poor as well as handicapped also. You know, so why is that, Prabhuji?
See, this comes that statement of Shilpa Mataji's. See, any angahina, right? You got the meaning. Angahina means it's a Sanskrit word. That means some anga is imperfect. Correct?
Yes.
That is also due to the karma. Clear?
So which means that is due to karma.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the Lord wants us to remember Him. That is the poverty.
Yeah, poverty. I tell you, we were talking about the poverty. You are talking about another point, which is talking about the.
That's because Prabhuji, poverty as well as handicap. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, together. See, if that both combined means definitely the karma's reaction.
Okay.
So for them also, the only shelter is the Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, as we see, any reactions of karma can be nullified or reduced by the mercy of the Lord, provided we take the shelter of the Lord. Clear?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it happens, Mataji, because it happens. It happens.
Because probably some people are born with that karma, handicap.
Yeah, that's what. See, I'll tell you, Mata, in this regard, there is a wonderful explanation in the third canto. I don't know whether you all read it. The Jantu from the mother's womb, it's crying. Repeatedly it cries, I don't want to go out. Because it is able to remember the Lord. Because there is a suffering situation in the womb, right or not?
Yes.
All that we eat, it goes and affects the child inside, right? That's why it kicks. And we think the child is active. It is not active. It is suffering inside. That's why it is kicking. You know that, right?
Insects also bite Prabhuji, the baby.
Yeah, so many bites, everything. That is a verse, I remember it is 331 something. I'm unable to remember the verse number. Give me a minute, I will tell you now. That verse explains it. There are a sequence of verses. I will tell you only one verse I remember. Because it's purely the karma. Yeah, 331:12. That also explains about this. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Then Pranam, Prabhuji.
So we can end here with prayers.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, we'll do the prayers and end the class.
So prayers for
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam to you.
Hare Krishna. 1 minute. We have not done the prayers, right? Prayers for His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, good health, and all for all of us also to progress in Krishna Bhakti. Let's chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama. Hare
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Should I end the class, Prabhu?
Yeah.
All devotees, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.